Well, and it continues. We got Bennett here. As always, it's always something here. We got this little valve on the front of my semi there, and it's just pouring air out, so we got to pull off that valve. We got to undo them lines and get it off, try to put a new valve on. And Bennett's down there. He's got the good dirty job of trying to reach up under there and undo them air lines. All right, we got it off. There's the little valve. We had to go get a new one. We're gonna try to put it back on here. Got all our lines pulled off, bolts to the front of the frame, and it was cracked up inside there. So hopefully this does the trick. All right, it's been a little rainy the last few days, so came out here, actually brought the drone, did a little drone shots, and I got my teammates here to help me. There's Emerson. Say hello.
Hello.
Levi. Say hello.
Hello.
What are we doing out here? What are we checking?
Checking beans.
Checking beans? Are they too wet to cut? They are? Darn. What were y'all hoping we could do?
I'm gonna take my jacket off.
Were y'all hoping we would ride? What did y'all hope we would ride?
Bananas.
No, not bananas. Ride the combine.
At the combine.
Yeah. They're still learning the camera works here, but yeah, we were hoping we could cut. Hold on. Hoping we could cut today because there's rain moving in tomorrow. Gonna be raining like for several days, so pretty much won't get to do anything this week. So we were kind of hopeful that they might be good, but they aren't even close. So pretty much just gonna be hanging out with the little toots today and enjoying some dad time. Cats, Two Toes, Larry, Winky. Winky's our one-eyed cat. If she don't run off. Got to fuel up. Yeah. Here we go. We're finally back in the saddle. We've had pretty much a lost week where we didn't get to do crap. It rained several days and it was cloudy and just misty and nasty. So finally about to get back after it. We got started yesterday. We did start yesterday afternoon, finished up one of my fields. They're all headed to the granary now. I've got to go pick up the combines, and we're gonna try to finish up where my dad's farm, kind of up in the city. It's not a ton of acres. They're just spread out on several different fields. Hopefully we can knock it out today and really move. We were talking, we can cut about probably 150 to 200 acres a day if we actually have good running. Now that's a long day, but my initial goal was to be done by Thanksgiving, and when I'm here right now, it's actually November 2nd, so we'll see. We got a pretty good look in the radar there. It looks like we've got potentially about 8 days of no rain chances, so I don't know, we can put a pretty good dent in that, barring any terrible breakdowns. We're gonna try to get started there. We do have a pretty big dew this morning, and that's the one thing with beans, you can't cut when there's a big dew. You got to wait for it to dry out. So, and it's cold this morning. I got the truck in here warming up. Cheers. They got them delivered, the beans. Moisture was a little high. On soybeans, you really want them to keep from getting docked, which means, penalized, I guess, by the granary. You actually want it to be in about 13% moisture on soybeans. My first load that Robert hauled this morning was 16.4, and Bennett's was like 15.9. So they docked me 90 bushels on Robert's load and like, I I think 80 bushel or something on Bennett's. So essentially that means they just take that and don't pay you for it. It sucks, because 90 bushel at the price beans are at right now, that's probably a loss of about $950 that I had right there. So it's always a give and a take there. You know, I wanted to get the beans out because we're ready to be done, but unfortunately when the moisture is high, they're gonna take some from you. So they should be getting drier and drier. The sun is out, wind is blowing, so should be getting better. Checking over the combine before we get rolling. I'm gonna kind of hit a few high spots with grease, spray down the chains. But something I didn't like a lot, I noticed at the end of the day yesterday, this part here drives the actual blades. It's kind of scooted down. You see that big gap? And I just got it dirty, but it was clean right here where this has been kind of rubbing. So I'm gonna take that loose, try to scoot that up a little more. Got the trusty big old pry bar there. I'm gonna see if that will go up a little bit. Put a few shots of grease into that. Grease the chains on it. Okay. That's probably, pretty much everything is metric. So I hope that that was gonna be a quick fix, you know, just scoot that thing back up that I showed you where it had drooped down. I guess I should have known better. Got it scooted back up, tightened it down, and then looked. Turns out there's a bearing that goes on that shaft, and the freaking bearing is out. So I am headed to John Deere to get a new bearing, and there's a plastic bushing that goes on there. Headed to get it. It's a beautiful sunny day. Could be really hammering down right now, but I'm driving to the John Deere store. They're pretty sharp, 8R 310. Thing is pretty wicked right there. Yeah, that thing is pretty nasty looking. Check the lights. That's a beast. Yeah, that thing is sharp. I would imagine that it's got a beastly price tag on it too. I don't know what the starting money is on that, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was $400,000, or I don't know, maybe even more. 380,000. I was a little over, but that 8R 340, they're like different now. They're just an 8R, and then they have the horsepower stamped on them. But $380,000, and you can have one. So I told the salesman I needed 2 of them. He said he'd get them sent my way. A boy can dream. All right, just made it back. Yeah, this is the part I'm talking about right here. You can actually see the bearings up inside there. Not supposed to be able to see that. It's still moving right now, but got to take these off, take this off. I guess try to pull the blade down and try to get it off. I got the new bearing, and there's a sleeve that goes up in there that I'll put on too. But I'm gonna use basically like the best freaking thing we've got. My dad's got it in his truck over here. I'm gonna get me one, maybe a Christmas present to myself this year. But this bad boy right here, this joker Ain't playing around. I would have never believed that a little electric impact would be as bad to the bone as it is, but it is. I'm gonna tighten this chain and that thing will be ready to go. Alright, I gotta run this off a little bit here. And I'll tighten this and then I'll pull that pulley down and tighten her up. That's pretty good right there. I don't have a lot of adjustment left in that chain. Actually, I don't think the chain's that old, but well. Alright, this was loose. Must have forgot to tighten it up last time I tightened the chain. Not gonna forget this time though. Got moved down the road with my header on, and for this massive plantation right here, you can literally see the entire field right there. It's like 3 acres, but it's close, so my dad works it. So here I am, gonna cut this gigantic plantation and hopefully get done around here and get moved. So this is one of those days where you are actually getting a good bit done. It just doesn't feel like it. We have moved and moved and moved. I got my header back fixed, fixed that, tightened the chain. It's working great now. But we're cutting a lot of small farms today, and it just seems like it takes forever when you do that. You know, this field I'm on here, all together, once I get to the back and everything, is 20 acres. I cut one field earlier that's like 4 acres. Then we cut another field that's probably 12 acres. And You know, it's a constant taking your header on, taking it off, moving. That stuff just absolutely burns up the day and the time having to do that. And that kind of comes with the little fields, which luckily we get done. We should finish all of these little patches around here today, and we'll move to a big field tomorrow where we can cut over 100 acres in a day. It is 5:30 and it looks like it's 10 o'clock at night. Even had to turn my little overhead light on here just so you guys can probably see me. I am not a fan of the daylight savings time thing. We just rolled back an hour, like just here recently. I guess this past weekend. And this sucks. It is literally 5:30 and it looks so dark. Like here, look at that. I'm having to run all the lights on the combine. It's terrible. By 7 o'clock, it looks like it's midnight. So now we're running in the dark. But don't lack a whole lot. Should knock this out pretty quick and be able to call it a day. Well, that's a wrap for the day. Got all the little patchwork done there, and gonna take the header off in the morning and get moved to the big field. I think we're just about done with most any of our little patches. We got just a couple little farms, but they'll be towards the end. Pretty good running from here on out for a while. So it's so dark, it's freaking not even 7 o'clock yet, and it is pitch black dark. So we ain't gonna try to move combines tonight. So I got header or combine parked, buggy parked, and first thing in the morning we'll get it moved on and get ready to make some headway on some big fields. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends.